another topic, class 9 commercial study, types of business activity. See, first we will discuss business activity is broadly divided into two categories, industries and commerce. Business activity is broadly divided into two categories, industry and commerce. First we will talk about industry, then we will move on commerce. See, industry is of three types. First, primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary means related to agriculture or related to the natural resources. Secondary, which transfer the raw material into finished goods. And third, tertiary, which provide us service. And we can know tertiary sector is also known as service sector. First, primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary means the things which we get from natural resources or the things which we get from the nature. Secondary, to convert the raw material into finished goods. And third is tertiary, that is service sectors. The service which we provide to get this to industries. That will be considered as service sector or tertiary sector. Next topic, first we have discussed primary, secondary and tertiary industries. Primary, which are the things which we get from nature, and secondary, in which we transform that natural things which we get from the nature to finished goods, and tertiary, that give us service to use both the things. Next is types of industries. Now see, this main four types of industries are there. See, these two are primary, under primary, these two under secondary, and tertiary, they have a separate section. These two industries will come under primary industries and these two will come under secondary. See, first, extractive industry. Extractive industries are those in which we extract the things from the earth. For example, agriculture. For example, mining. For example, forestry. The things which we get from the earth. Like forestry, what we are getting? We are getting trees. After cutting down that trees, what we get? Timber, wood to make furniture. Agriculture, mostly all the raw materials which we are getting, we are getting it from the agriculture. Like sugar, how we get sugar? We get sugar cane from agriculture. That sugar cane is afterwards converted into sugar with the help of manufacturing industry. Moving to the next, genetic industry. Genetic industries are those industries which are mainly work for, you can say it is a study of heredity. For example, how the study of heredity? Suppose one plant we have, what we can do? We can generate more saplings from that particular one plant. For example, plant nurseries, poultry farms, one chicken you have, two you have, you can generate more. You can hybrid them or whatever the process is. Okay, so these two are, this is agriculture, mining, forestry, and this one have examples, plant nursery, poultry farms, cattle rearing, many are their examples. Our next is manufacturing industry. The main work of manufacturing industry is to convert the raw material into semi-finished or finished goods. For example, sugar factories. What they do? They take the sugar cane and convert them into sugar. Textile, they take the cotton and they make cloth from that cotton. So the manufacturing industry, the main work of manufacturing industry is to convert the raw materials into semi-finished or finished goods. Next, construction industry. Construction industry, what they do? They simply do the constructing work, like construction of roads, dams, buildings, bridge, school, colleges, anything which we make. Like schools are there, buildings are there, roads are there, dams are there, plants are there. What they do? They make factories for manufacturing industries. What they do? They make factories for manufacturing industry, or they make the things helpful for manufacturing industry, and they use the things which are generated from manufacturing industry. For example, if that mud is there, a manufacturing industry, they are making bricks. The construction industry, what they will do? They will use that brick only to make roads or buildings. So this work simultaneously. They work in a parallel way. So these two are under primary industry and these two are under secondary industry. And third is our tertiary industry, that is service sector. Service sector, they provide us transportation, warehousing, banking, insurance. They provide us service to the general public. And one more thing, tertiary sector is very important for primary and secondary sector. Why? Because they transfer the raw material to the working side or the finished goods to the consumers. Okay, our next topic is commerce. Before we have discussed about industry, now we are going to discuss about commerce. See, commerce is broadly divided into two categories, trade and aids to trade. First we will discuss trade, then we will move on to aids to trade. See, trade is also divided into two categories, internal trade, external trade. Internal trade refers to the trade which take place within a boundary of a particular country. Means the trade which takes place within a boundary of India will be considered as internal trade. And external trade which takes place within more than three other countries, means we are importing things from one country to another country. That will be considered as external trade. There they don't have a geographical boundary. We can do business with any of country whomever we want. But in internal trade we have a restricted area, means the restricted area is within a boundary of one country. This also broadly divided into two categories, wholesale trade, retail trade. See, wholesale trade. Now what is wholesale trade? Wholesalers are those who purchase the goods directly from the manufacturer. Means they directly purchase things in bulk quantity. Bulk quantity means in a huge quantity from manufacturers. After that, they distribute that to retailers. Wholesale, retail. Retail can be any shop. The small shops in your streets, in your locality, in your building downside, near your house, in a village. These small shops are known as retail trade. What is now retail trade? They purchase the goods or the commodities from wholesale trade and they purchase in smaller quantity. But wholesale trade purchase the goods from the manufacturer in bulk quantity and retail trade purchase the goods from wholesaler in smaller quantity and in limited quantity. And retail trade have varieties. Varieties means when you will go to a small retail shop, you will get everything. A thing cost of ₹1 to a thing costing ₹500. All the basic requirement things we are able to get in retail shops. Next, after internal we have studied wholesale and retail trade. Now we are going to study external trade. External trade, as I told you before also, external trade means that business which we do within not the boundary of one country with other countries. It also have three types: import, export and interport. In import, what we do? We bring the things from outside to our consumption. Means, for example, we export the things like currently we are talking about, or mostly oil is imported from the Gulf countries because they are the main producer. They are the main producer of oil. So oil is imported from Gulf country to our country. Then only we are able to use them, consume them. Next is export. In export, what we do? We give our things to them. We export our things to them. For example, what we mostly export? We mostly export tea, spices. We mostly export tea, spices. That we export from our country to them. Next is interport trade. In this, what we do? We take the things from one country and then we sell them to others. Means, for example, I have taken the things from one country and I am going to sell them to some other country. That type of trade is known as interport trade. Now see, In import, what happens in import? When we import the things, our money goes there. Means when we take things, we have to exchange in terms of money, as I told you before. So when we import things, when we bring things from the other country, our rupee will go in their country. And when we export, then our things will go and their money will come. It will generate revenue. It will generate income. It does not generate revenue or income, but export generates revenue and income. And in interport, it's depend. That suppose I have purchased one thing for rupees 10 and I have resale it for rupees 12. So in this way, I can earn 2 rupees on one commodity. These three are very important part of any trade. Dear students, our next topic is aids to trade. As we have already discussed trade, now we are going to discuss aids to trade. Aids to trade or auxiliaries to trade. See, first is transportation. To perform the trade, to perform internal, external, import, export, any type of trade, transportation is very important. Why? Because it transfers the things to the place of production to place of consumption. Where the things are produced to the things where it will use. With the help of transportation, what happens? The things reach to their final consumers. Like a factory is there, they are producing the thing in a place. For example, a factory is there in Haridwar, they are producing all the things there. But a consumer sitting in Mumbai, he needs that commodity. How he will get? He will not going to go there. With the help of transportation, that commodity which is produced in Haridwar can be distributed throughout the country. So it is easily available to their consumers, those who wants to use them. Next is warehousing. See, production keeps on going. Production keeps on going, but we have a proper space to store them. The business houses have a proper space to store them. So warehousing work to store their finished products. Because it does not matter that the demand will arise as soon as the things are produced. It may take time because it is a time consuming process. So warehousing helps the business houses or the traders to store their things and to utilize them whenever they need, whenever their demand arises in the market. Next is insurance. See, insurance is very important. Why? Before also when we have studied the characteristics of business, we have studied one point, risk. In business, risk is a very key element because sometimes we can earn profit, sometimes we can earn loss. So, with the help of insurance, we will be able to face our losses or we are able to stand back in the business. Next is banking. Banking helps in banking works as a financial support to the business. Like if you are not having much money to set up your business, you can easily take loan. Loan facilities are there, overdraft facilities are there, credit facilities are there. So you are simply take banking services or you can simply use banking. Now the digital India is there. So you can simply use banking system to pay or to get money. To pay the payments of supplies or to get the payments of those things they have already sold in the market. Next is advertising. See, advertising is a key element for any business. Why? Because without advertising, the things are not getting much publicity. They are not coming in the knowledge of the consumers. See, with the help of advertising, the traders are easily able to sell their things in the market. Because advertising also plays a key role in the business activity. For example, if any product is newly launched in the market, how the consumers will come to know? With the help of advertising. They will see the advertising in TV, news, newspapers, anywhere, holdings, anything. So they can easily recognize that product, that they want that particular product. So it will be easy for the consumer as well as the salesman to sell their things. So they simply go to the market and they demand for that particular product we want, they can easily take it. Thank you. I hope you have understood.